Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Art, channeling messages from Spirit, Infinite Gratitude, Leo placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And messages for my Leo placement, Spirit, Infinite Gratitude. So pretty much your spread is giving that you, Leo, are more focused on your heart space right now. I feel like you're tapping into your emotional body. You're kind of getting out of your head because I feel like for a long time you were in your head a lot, overthinking, trying to like live in the future, or definitely speculating, overthinking. And I feel like you're moving from that head space into your heart space. So you're moving based off of your intuition and your feelings. So you're tapping into that emotional body, and you're going with what feels good, and you're going with what feels right. And instead of speculating, instead of overthinking things, you're just feeling things. And I feel like you're happier in that space because it's much more productive and it's feeding you better to be in this feeling space. So you're listening to your body and you're doing what works for you and what feels best for you, and you are getting results from that versus either being in your head too much, planning too much, trying to strategize too much, trying to control things too much. You're just kind of flowing. You're allowing and you're flowing, and it's working for you. I feel like releasing control in this situation has cleared a blockage for you. So there's abundance coming in now that you might not have expected or you were worried about not having. Getting out of your headspace definitely cleared a blockage, and now there's this abundance coming in, and you're experiencing some level of abundance. Um, so I see you in a really content place. I feel like you're very content with where you are right now. Like you feel good and you're making progress. And I feel like when you were in that headspace, your thoughts were really clouded and you were thinking that you had to go back, or that you were repeating a cycle, or you felt like you had to do something twice, or you had to like undo something, fix something, or just make have to backtrack. You thought that you had to backtrack. You were making progress, or your intentions were to continue to make progress, and then you got into your head too much about something, and then you were afraid that you were going to have to backtrack, start over. But I see you not having to do that. You were like listening to your body more, feeling things out more, trusting your senses, your intuition, and I feel like it helps you move forward in the direction that you wanted to go in, but you had to release control. Like, I see you releasing control completely and letting things flow, being present. Yeah, you were definitely going through it mentally, emotionally. Um, is this going to work out? Do I have to start over? Am I going to have to do this alone? How is this going to happen? How is that going to happen? Just like overthinking the hows, the just overthinking like every little step. You're overthinking all the steps you were taking, and the next step, and the 10 steps, trying to think like 10 steps ahead, and it was a blockage. It became a blockage. So once you released all of that mental anguish, I feel like you opened yourself up to this free flowing abundance that was just always there, but you couldn't even like celebrate it or take advantage of it because you were in this entrapment. This blockage had you entrapped. Yeah, fear was definitely in control. I feel like fear was running the show in your mind. Yet you were caught up with fear of things just not working out the way that you wanted to, or things having, like you having to go backwards in some way. And I see you releasing all of that fear and accepting the way things are right now. There's a union, there's like a relationship, there's like a bond here. It could be romantic, but it's like two completely different vibes of one side of you feels like this is your person, that you're ready to commit to them, you're ready to go through hellfire with them if you have to, like you're loyal to this person. And there's another side of you that can see yourself not in this relationship. Like you can envision yourself, you can see, you can visualize yourself being away from this person, being with someone else, moving on with your life, just being single and happy single. But the key term here is the happiness. I don't know if you can see yourself being happy without this person. I feel like it's a situation where you might have to pick your poison, or like it's coming off like you got to pick your poison. Either you stay with this person and be loyal to this person, and I'm not saying that that's what you should do, especially if the relationship isn't serving your highest good, or if this relationship is abusive in any way, then you obviously would not be loyal to that person. Um, but I see you like in a bond, in a connection where where you're feeling two different things. And you're in this space, you're in this headspace of feeling things out anyway. So you're feeling this energy of wanting to be loyal to this person, wanting to stay committed to this person, versus seeing yourself and envisioning yourself doing things differently alone without them with someone else. And I feel like either option, it doesn't change your happiness level. I feel like in this connection, you still are content. And alone, you would also be content. There's advantages and disadvantages to either route that you take if you were to choose to continue staying loyal and committed to this connection and this relationship. But the thing is you can see yourself doing things differently, or maybe you can't. I feel like either you can see yourself doing things differently or your life panning out differently, or you might not be able to see yourself being with anyone else or doing anything else. And that's why you're choosing to stick it out with this person or to be loyal to this person, because you can't see yourself being without them, or you don't envision yourself doing things any other way. Not that you're in a codependent relationship, and if this is codependent, and I don't think this is codependent, this can't be codependent because for this card to even come up in the reading, I feel like it's possible for you to see yourself outside of this relationship, making things work, figuring out how to be, happy single on your own and just doing things that way. I feel like it's possible that you can see yourself doing this, but you're choosing to stay. And that's how you know it's not codependent, because that part of you that's independent, non attached, unattached, is still living out. So either you can see yourself outside of this dynamic doing well, or you can't see yourself outside of this dynamic whatsoever doing well, being happy. If you can't see yourself outside of this dynamic, this connection, doing well and being happy, I feel like you could be in a codependent situation and you need to reevaluate the dynamic and the relationship. Like, if you can see yourself carrying on being happy and fulfilled without this person, then this wouldn't be a codependent situation. You got to release control as well, as what I'm getting here. And that fear is another part of the reason why a connection or a bond can turn toxic and codependent, is because of fear. Are you afraid? Is that why you're staying in this bond, in this dynamic? Are you afraid of being alone? Are you afraid of doing things on your own? Are you afraid of backtracking? Because if that's fear keeping you in a certain place, then it's toxic and it's codependent and it needs to be reevaluated. But if you are able to see yourself unattached to this person, this dynamic, this connection, if you're able to envision and see yourself, or you already experienced being fulfilled and single and grounded without being in this dynamic, then fear wouldn't be controlling and steering your decision. What's really important here is not to allow fear to control your thoughts. And a huge part of that is releasing control here and accepting like the free flowing abundance in the present moment. I see you really like content, even though I don't think it's been easy or that it's always been easy for all this fear to still exist. I feel like it hasn't always been easy, but you're in this space of feeling things out, flowing and just accepting abundance and being content and being fulfilled. I feel like this fear that we're talking about right now has been worked through, or you are working through it. You have put in practice releasing control. And I feel like you know now that that's the way to go because you see results from releasing control. You see the blockage that was cleared from releasing control. You see the fulfillment you've obtained since you've let the fear go, since you've released control and you've accepted things for the way that they are. But what's really important, spirit has like brought it up in your reading, like you want to reevaluate this dynamic, this connection, if you feel codependent on it or if it's fear based. Like, I really want to get to the bottom of the fear here. Like, is it, what if this person leaves? Honestly, I've been beating around the bush. I'm not going to do that anymore. I feel like there's children involved. Keeping it 100,000%. I like being general because I don't know, but I want to be more specific because if I'm getting specific messages, I should most definitely keep it 100 with you guys. I feel like there's children involved. You could be a single mother, you could be a single parent, and that's where the fear is coming from. If you are a single parent and you're debating on whether to stick it out or be loyal to a connection or a person, and you're afraid of that person, um, the thing is, if you're a single parent, I can resonate with your fear when it comes to getting in romantically involved with anybody. So I feel like I'm reading for someone who has a child or there's children involved. Potentially, you could be a single parent. You've had to do a lot of things on your own. You're used to being alone. Okay, now that I brought up kids, it's like I can read this really easily. I was just trying to beat around the bush, but no, it's just pointless. So, if you're a single parent or you've been a parent or there's children involved, I feel like you've done things alone before, or you've had to do things on your own before, or you weren't able to completely 100% depend on anyone when it came to raising your kids or raising your children. Um, I feel like you struggle with entertaining people in a relationship, or you struggle with creating those types of romantic connections because of the fact that you've done so much on your own without having anyone to depend on. So I feel like releasing control is really important. If you are a parent, and I'm talking to my mothers out there, I'm getting like a mother energy here. So take it how it resonates. You could be a masculine, however it applies to you. I feel like if you are dealing with dating and you're doing it as a single parent or someone who has children, releasing control is so important here in this particular dynamic because there's only so much that you can control. And you're doing what's best for you, you're doing what's best for your family, and that is your priority. So that's why I don't blame you for being in your head like this. I don't blame you for thinking so hard about who to even entertain or give access to you. I don't blame you for having fears surrounding dating and romance. But Spirit is calling you to release control and just feel instead of trying to plan ahead what the future is going to look like and the ins and outs of everything. Just kind of live in the now is what I'm getting here. Just kind of be happy, just be grateful is what I'm getting here. I feel like you have a fulfillment. I feel like whatever it is that you're looking for is there. I feel like you have it. And I feel like you know that too. I feel like I don't have to tell you that because you already released control. You've already said, I can't plan this. I can't um, strategize this. And I can't predict the future. And I can't make things a specific way. I have to accept the the flow. And I feel like you've released control already. You've already come to that realization. You've already released control. You've already accepted things the way that they are. And you're seeing receipts and results from that. Like you're getting results from that. And you're tapping into this fulfillment and this abundance and this just peace. You're just okay with the way things are right now. No expectations. Releasing that anxiety, that fear, those expectations. Accepting things for the way that they are, accepting this person the way that they are, feeling secure, feeling confident in yourself, knowing that you're not in a codependent situation. I feel like you've evaluated whether or not a dynamic was toxic or not based on where does the fear live in that dynamic, if fear lives there at all. And I feel like you've established that you're not afraid. You're not afraid to love. You're not afraid to experience this type of relationship. You know what you want, and you're not going to like convince yourself out of it because of your fear. And I really feel like I'm speaking for someone who is a parent because I feel like this fear is coming from parenthood and having to entertain, or not having to, but trying to entertain romance while having a family. And I feel like there's fear involved in that. It doesn't have to be, but under certain circumstances, it could cause a lot of fear. Dating could arise a lot of fear. And I see spirit guiding the situation and helping you to release control over what you can't control and accepting things for how they are. So with that being said, there is no backtracking. There is no um, losing progress. I see you learning these lessons quickly and like turning over results. Like, yeah, I can't control that. I can't control this, and I'm gonna let it go. Like, it's nothing to you at this point. I feel like you've stayed in this mental entrapment for way too long. At this point, accepting this energy is much more comfortable for you and much easier for you to do anyway. So with that being said, Leo, awesome reading. I love this new chapter for you. I love this step forward for you because this is very liberating and exciting to me. Like once you let these fear blockages go, once you release it, I feel like you're just open to love. You're just open to romance. You're just open, you're accepting like fulfillment for yourself instead of like staying trapped in fear and thinking that you're doing what's best for you and your family, but in reality, you're just selling yourself short. So, Leo, go ahead and tap into that liberating feeling and that releasing. I love that for you guys. It's very exciting because there's a lot that comes with releasing and blockages clearing. So, with that being said, Leo, peace. Talk to y'all soon.